to all the dispossessed youth of Africa, for perpetuation of communion with ancestral spirits through the fight for African freedom, and in the firm faith that the dead, the living, and the unborn will unite to build the destroyed shrines. Selah. Hello and welcome, beloveds, to another special message from the Ancient Ones. My name is Dr. Mumbi. How you doing? How's everything going? I really do pray that you are well in all your ways, beloveds, and that you're moving into living life truly on your own terms. And you know, I've been saying that for the last year, but I didn't even realize or recognize exactly what that meant until, you know, I was doing my, my gratitude, my prayers of gratitude, on the 2nd, which was in the new moon, new year, the real new year, we're going to call it that. And beloveds, 2021 was such a tough year, not just for me, but for many, many of us, and when I've been looking through, the emails I've gotten, the people I've interacted with in 2021, so many survived death attempts, so many survived trying to be taken out, so many escaped the prisons that they had been in, either with partners, with family, in whatever toxic relationship dynamic. Many finally escaped and even recognized what they were going through. And when I was saying my prayers of gratitude, beloveds, I felt the Ancient Ones telling me that this has been World War III. This is World War III. We are in the midst of it because it's for mental dominion. It's like two mental concepts are fighting for each other. They like to call it light versus dark. But it's like higher elevated thought where we're free, where people can create, where people can, live their best life versus the slave culture, like breaking free from that slave culture. And, we've been told of this great war that will happen between light and darkness and the angels will come down. And I really feel it's already happening. The angels are here. The Christed ones are here. The spiritual warriors are here. And what we're doing is when we are fighting for dominion of our own lives. And when we get dominion of our own lives, it has a ripple effect. Each of us is fighting the devil individually. That's what World War III is, beloveds. We're in it right now. And I mean, you can see on the physical arena, they're trying to make it seem like, China and Russia might attack, the divided states. There's been so many visions of people seeing, UN soldiers on, divided states soil. There's so much of that, but that's just the external theater, beloveds. The real war is waging in each and every one of our hearts. Each of us is a soldier on the field. And for the chosen ones, like the battle that you've came for is the battle within your own life. The rest will be easy because the rest will just be encouragement, beloveds. We're fighting for the collective consciousness. That's what the battle is for, beloveds. That's what it's always been about. And it's always been about trapping and controlling our consciousness, especially us who have come with a higher vibration because we have such a ripple effect on the group consciousness. And so the war has been individual to take us out. And I'm telling you, beloveds, I survived like 3 assassination attempts in 2021. No joke. Through poison. There was a close one who was poisoning me. And I came on here and I talked about how humbling it was? How, don't eat just anybody's food. Watch what you're eating. And it's like that message was more for me than anyone else because that was happening to me at that point. And really, when I do this message, it's the Most High speaking through me. I can't even take credit for it. All I have to do is be in the right positioning. But beloveds, last year many survived like serious attempts on their lives. Beloved, there's a family member that came with, there's something where like some marabouts or fetish priests, they write some chant to take you out, literally like death spells. And they chant on that for like 30 days, beloveds. So it's like these 10 wizards came at me. I found out a teacher was actually a dark magician. I mean, beloveds, maybe that's what I should make Dr. Mumbi show about, just story time, just to release some of this stuff, because it's real. And the reason I'm sharing is because I know a lot of you have gone under such severe attacks, beloveds. And because that's what World War III is. They can't have us hold our vibration, because if we hold that's all we need to do. We don't need to hold no gun. We don't need to shoot no bullet, beloveds. We don't need to drop no bomb. We just need to hold our higher consciousness. And that's what they've been preventing. And once we do, we'll connect with what is unseen, that is fighting for us. Because the physical world is not it. It's like 10%, beloveds. The real battle is going on in the hidden realms, in the invisible realms that they have tried to hide. But you see, the more of us win and become victorious in our individual battles, the quicker this World War III will be won, because it's for the minds of our people. And just by overcoming ourselves, beloveds, we win our part of the battle. We do our bit for the global liberation of our people. Yes, the healing will come. The healing crusades. Is that what they're going to look like? I mean, yes, those things will come where we'll be able to, collectively go to nature and see and sing and pray and commune with our ancestors to the point where we restore that lake, we restore rivers, forests are reborn. I mean, that thing of, the empty, what are the bones rising or whatever it's called? An army of bones. Was it the prophet Elijah or something? That's real. That's fact. But it's more of a mental resurrection that needs to happen amongst our people. And that's why the battle has been intense, because this is the war, beloveds. That's basically what the ancient ones are saying. We have been fighting the war, but the wave has turned now in our favor. There's always that turning point on the battlefield where it looks like, in every movie they do it like this, where it looks like the enemy's winning, and then all of a sudden some reinforcement comes in, some special energy comes in, because let me tell you, some chosen ones and some messiahs have broken free. They are victorious, and that changes everything, because they're in position. And they're not here. Babylon tries to make it seem like you're going to go out and you're going to teach the people and you're going to do this. Some of the most powerful people I've met are hidden. They're hidden generals, beloveds. Hidden literal gods, beloveds. Hidden messiahs who are just living their best life. And through that, I mean, if you go to their community, if you go to where they live, they're legendary there. But just by them doing that, they are transforming the world, because so much is happening in the unseen realms. One of these elders actually told me, you heal people when you're asleep. And I was like, what? Because I was explaining to them how so many people say they see me in their dreams. And I was like, what's happening there? Where I'm encouraging them and I'm like, go for it, go deeper. I've gotten a lot of emails like that. And so I was kind of seeking their insight on this. And they're like, it's because most of the work we're doing is not even when we're awake, beloveds. Because our spirit is here. And that changes everything. Let's take a short break. We'll be right back.
Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. Wake up, Africa.
Welcome back, beloveds, to a special message from the Ancient Ones. My name is Dr. Mumbi Saraki. Special shout out to our Patreon supporters. Thank you so much for supporting us on that platform. Thanks to everyone who has subscribed, who likes and who shares and who comments, beloveds. Because I feel like people find so much redemption, resurrection, and answers in the comments. Because sometimes I unfortunately just can't get to every, reply to every comment. But I do really go through the majority of them, and it's amazing the kind of interaction. It's a whole other energy field on its own. But the Ancient Ones wants us to know, beloveds. You see, Babylon always misconstrues everything. They always just, the devil is like the great, there's devil, Satan, Lucifer, which one? Anyway, but the enemy of our soul, the great trickster, they're so good at just telling you what's going on, but muddling it up so that you're not even on the battlefield. Like we've been talking about World War III for so long, and then everyone was laughing when Trump was like, he wants to create a space army or something like that, a space force or something like that, and everyone was like, really? It's because he knows, like he knew what time it was. He was just, blabbermouth. So he was revealing more than, or maybe he wasn't. Maybe it's because it already exists. Stories for other days. But beloveds, the real battle is for the consciousness of the planet. Because it's the consciousness that creates this world. It's the consciousness that creates this experience. And what has been manipulated, what has been raped, what has been abused, what has been taken advantage of, what has been misused, and what is being, manipulated and controlled in a really dark and sinister way is the consciousness through each and every one of us individuals. And those of us who were here literally to just, change the world by changing our lives, changing that narrative, changing the trajectory of our bloodlines, so much has been done. I mean, if you think about it, beloveds, when you think of your situation wherever you are, so much has been done. It's like armies have come against you. If you think about it on a spiritual level, like how much energy and time the enemy of our collective soul has dedicated to some of you who feel like, man, I just want to live a good life. I know I'm special. I know I'm a chosen one. But when you look at the amount of warfare, some of us have been fighting since day one. We were fighting in the womb. We came out hexed because we couldn't be aborted. I mean, literally, there's so many narratives out there, beloveds. When you realize some of us have been poisoned since day one, beloveds, so that we couldn't get into our destiny, so that we couldn't have children, so that we would be physically weak all our lives. But I am that I am that I am, and so are you. That has been the warfare. Like, I feel like crying right now. We were lied to all along, thinking the warfare would be these armies coming together and fighting each other. It's not that. The warfare has been our lives and the pain we've had to endure, beloveds. And I'm crying because so many of you have contacted me, and it's just what you have survived. I send so much love to you. And really, I just want to say you made it. You made it, beloved. That was the war. But we're through on the other side. The enemy has been defeated. It may not look like it, but the enemy has been defeated, beloveds. And we are on the other side. We just need to now, go into recovery mode. Gosh, that hit deep because I know a lot of you have suffered, but that was the war. That was the war. That was the battlefield. The battlefield has been our collective consciousness, our mind. And those of us who could make a positive, loving contribution, they came with everything they had at us to totally destroy and annihilate us. Whether they attacked us or they attacked our family dynamic or, mothers or fathers in our families, or whatever the situation was, beloved. That is the war. That has been the war. And by us being victorious in our own lives, we win. And if you've made it to 2022, the year of restoration, the year of balance, then you've won, you've made it. So make it count. Tuko pamoja.